news today. And let's have a look at the headlines, see what they're screaming. Oh, yes. The first one I wanted to tell you about DAZN, who will be streaming the Day of Reckoning event taking place in Saudi Arabia this December 23rd, featuring Anthony Joshua, among others. Coming live to you from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It seems that the price point originally set for the pay-per-view, $74.99 US dollars for US fans, has been dropped. And now the DAZN subscribers will pay $39.99 US dollars to see absolutely no one they really care about, other than Aslan Makhmudov, without a doubt. That is the one to watch in this particular match. Here we go. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Daniel Dubois versus Darrell Miller. Well, we've said enough about all these fights. Demetrius will be a great fight, though, against Lyndon Arthur. Should knock him out. Jay Optia versus Alazaro, doing it for the money. As I said, Arslanbek Makhmudov versus Ajit Kabayal. A decent heavyweight fight, and look for Makhmudov to make some giant strides up that division in the rankings in 2024. Frank Sanchez versus Junior Fa, another heavyweight battle going nowhere. Filip Krgovic versus Mark Dumont, another heavyweight battle going nowhere. So is there a reason they lowered it to $39.99? Yeah. Speaking of things that are going nowhere, the WBA Bridgerweight champion is now Evgeny Chichenko, who's 13-1, by the way, 8 knockouts. All right. Now, the WBA recently announced they had created a super cruiserweight division and now have adopted the name Bridgerweight. And it seems like Chichenko is their officially first Bridgerweight champion. By defeating Leon Harth over the weekend at the Agenda Arena over in Dubai. Chichenko dropped Harth in round number 2 and finished him the 6th to claim the belt in the 200 to 224 pound weight class. Osacr De La Hoya has confirmed today, that would be yesterday, I suppose, that Ryan Garcia has given him his marching orders for a fight against WBA light welterweight champ Rolly Romero, as scheduled to take place next March. I don't know if that will happen or not, but let's see. De La Hoya says that if Rolly, 15-1, 13 knockouts, is the fight that Ryan, 24-1, 20 knockouts, wants next, Golden Boy will begin negotiating the matchup with him. Oscar says he'll work to get the best pay-per-view deal structure for Ryan Garcia against Rolly, who is a PBC fighter and will be fighting on Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view. So let's see how that battle turns out outside of the ring. The success of a fight between those two fighters will hinge on Ryan's huge social media following, because boxing fans won't want to pay to see this matchup. Rolly's recent win over 40-year-old Ishmael Barrasso was disturbing to watch. The ending had a professional wrestling aspect to it, according to Boxing247.com. Fighting Rolly gives Ryan his best chance at winning a fight before he looks in the direction of more fan-friendly fights against WBC light welterweight champ Devin Haney, WBO champ Teofimo Lopez, or a rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis. So we'll see what Osacr De La Hoya can pull out the hat. Courtesy of badlefthook.com. It seems that after IBF super lightweight champ Subriel Matias notched his 5th consecutive corner stoppage a few weeks back, the question was obvious. Who on earth could possibly want that smoke? Turns out we may already have an answer. There have been substantive conversations between Top Rank and Matias to stage a unification with the aforementioned Teofimo Lopez at some point next year. The current point of contention is the date. Matias is 20-1, 20 knockouts, announced over the weekend that Lopez, 19-1, 13 knockouts, accepted a fight in February, but that Matias wouldn't be ready until the month after due to hand issues. So a potential showdown in June looks likely on the next New York City Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, apparently, with Teofimo fighting someone else in February. So does Lopez have a mandatory challenger? Yes, he has a mandatory challenger in Arnold Barbosa Jr., but he's presumably not due until a year after Lopez's win over Josh Taylor, which just so happens to be in June. So, a bit of intrigue, I suppose, in that division. Speaking of peculiar intrigue, here we go. According to BoxingScene.com, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade knew he was up against it. Moving up to the super middleweight division meant he'd be fighting against bigger and stronger men, nullifying some of his best attributes. Wasn't ideal, but Andrade, 32-1, 19 knockouts, felt as though he didn't have much of a choice. During his days at both 154 and 160, the now 35-year-old cursed, screamed, pouted, and did his best to antagonize an elite fighter to face him. No one, however, took the bait. So, after brazenly moving the move up in weight, Team Andrade has come to the conclusion that the super middleweight division is asking a bit too much of their fighter. So, we've decided to move back down to 160. Andre Rozier, one of Andrade's lead trainers, told BoxingScene.com, Boo Boo is all for it. A brutal 6-round stoppage at the hands of David Benavidez just last month helped the cessation of Andrade's 168-pound run. For the moment, Andrade inked his name on the dotted line. He knew a fight with Benavidez wouldn't be a walk in the park. In the opening rounds of their November showdown, however, Andrade had it all clicking. But in spite of his success, Benavidez continued to march forward as Andrade's blows innocuously bounced off his gloves. Once he was in range, a pernicious right hand changed everything. Even at the age of 35, Rozier doesn't believe that his fighter has lost a step. His shortcomings against Benavidez, nevertheless, are simply being chalked up as a great big man beating a great little man. In the coming months, the hope now is for Andrade to strip away some of that muscle he's thrown into his frame and become much more leaner. As that process begins, Rozier is already mapping out the fight he wants next. For the renowned trainer, it isn't simply about getting Andrade to win another title fight. It's about showing the world that the former Olympian is the best middleweight on the planet before locking up a permanent spot amongst the all-time greats. We want to take Erslandy Lara's WBA belt, then unify, then fight Janibek to become undisputed. And that will solidify Boo Boo as a Hall of Famer. Wow. Okay, let's have a look at another story. Not exactly in the Hall of Fame category, but it's all about money. Said Jake Paul to The Sun via sportingnews.com, 100%. I'm foregoing a lot of money. This is with respect to his upcoming fight against Andrade August. This is probably a break-even fight for me. I probably won't even make money on it. It's not about the money. It's really about staying sharp and the experience of challenging myself in the ring with these guys. He's a beast. So he recognized that August has, he's ranked 306th. He is a boxer. He turned pro in 2013. He's got 5 wins via knockout, and the 35-year-old is on a 5 feet unbeaten streak. Fair enough, okay? But when it comes down to money, let's have a look at Jake Paul, okay? Per Sports Zion, certainly not poor. Per Sports Zion, Paul took home $1.2 million for his fight against Nate Robinson, the basketball player he clobbered, and per MMA Junkie, $2 million in his first fight against Tyron Woodley in 2021. Per Total Sportal, Paul made $1.5 million against MMA legend Anderson Silva. Paul continuing his climb up the ranks. Paul made about $3.2 million for that Tommy Fury bout via Sports Zion, a loss. That is before adding profits from the 65% pay-per-view share he earned. The YouTuber claimed he made $30 million from that bout. Against Nate Diaz, Paul reportedly made about $2 million before pay-per-view sales. So what is Jake Paul's net worth? Per Celebrity Net Worth, Paul's net worth is about $80 million. He was worth $30 million before the Tommy Fury fight and $60 million before facing Nate Diaz. In 2018, Paul made $21.5 million US dollars, making him the second highest paid YouTube star in the world. Comparing him to his brother, Logan Paul's net worth is about $75 million. Shall we talk about Andrade August? Andrade August's career earnings are unknown. The Texan-born boxer is also a promoter, producing fights through August Boy Promotions. Look it up, and you'll probably see nothing. Per player's bio, Andre August has reported net worth of about $100,000. Wow. Does it get any better than that? Oh, yes, absolutely. Promoter Eddie Hearn, according to BoxingScene.com, is confident that Devin Haney's latest win will pay dividends down the line, not just for Haney himself, but for boxing as a whole. Wow. Last Saturday night, Haney, the 25-year-old former undisputed lightweight champion, dominated Regis Prograis over 12 rounds to become the newly anointed WBC 140-pound titleist in what was Haney's debut in the weight class. The fight was promoted by Hearn's Matchroom and streamed on DAZN pay-per-view. Haney pitched a shutout in all three judges' cards and held Prograis to at least the minimum amount of punches connecting the fight since CompuBox. Began recording punch stats. Haney's performance was bolstered by the reportedly more than 16,000 spectators that flocked to the Chase Center, the home of the Golden State Warriors, by the way, in San Francisco. A figure that caught many by surprise because Haney's never been a draw. Haney, a resident of Henderson, Nevada, was born, though, in San Francisco Bay Area. The fight also drew attention because San Francisco is not known as a boxing hub. Not since Andre Ward was still fighting has the city hosted a significant prize fight. According to Hearn, Haney's success in San Francisco is a good look for a sport that all too often sees the top American fights take place in reliable, if stodgy pools such as Las Vegas. In addition, Hearn believes Haney is now better equipped to call for fights against other stars based on his growing commercial viability. When we, Matchroom, came to America, we felt there was so much potential in big sports cities that haven't been hosting boxing for some time, Hearn said. But there's no analytics, no data that you can give that give you confidence to go there versus a gate in Las Vegas or in New York City. Here you've got the Bay Area where Devin is from. We've got a fantastic arena in Chase Center, home of the Warriors. They've got huge dates, huge commercial presence in the city. It should work. But do you really want to make those guarantees towards the fighters on the basis that you're going to hit? I don't know. An 8,000 or 9,000 person gate, we haven't seen that before. So to do 16,000 was incredible. It was great for U.S. boxing, I think, that a new star coming in can fill up arenas in not a random city, but one that isn't a consistent host for boxing. For Devin's career as well, it was a fantastic look because now you're looking at the other mega fights. Now he's got the ammunition to say, look, I just sold out San Francisco. We can do it in Vegas. We can do it in New York. And you know this kid can sell up the gate, according to Sean Nam over at BoxingScene.com. Good stuff. And thank you very much for joining me here in Boxing News Today. Talking Fights premier news talk show. Join me tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, here on Talkin' Fight. Appreciate it very much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I look forward to hearing your comments.